Ja, 1974, als der erste
When the first Porsche 911 Turbo was launched 1974 in Paris, skepticism was very high. How should a super sports car work with a turbocharger and only 6 cylinders? Turbocharger had only been used to power up some lazy diesel engines, and nobody ever thought about putting it into a sports car.
Aber dass man das in einen Sportwagen einbaut, war bis dahin undenkbar.
Der neue Porsche Turbo
The new Porsche Turbo S really jumps forward at the launch control start due to 560 horsepower. The 3.8-liter B-turbo engine with 6 cylinders and a standard all-wheel drive that transfers up to 80% of the torque to the rear axle accelerates the car until a top speed of 318 km per hour.
80% der Kraft auf die Hinterachse abgibt.
You can't imagine how much power it has. Well, when I look at the car, I think, of course, it's a Porsche 911. But what are the main design elements of the turbo? I'll tell you. First, the extendable front air dam. Second, the very wide wheel arch with the huge air inlet. And as the main indication of the turbo, of course, the mighty rear spoiler. The completely new rear axle steering that steers up to 50 km per hour contrary to the front steering helps the turbo to reduce its turning circle. From 80 km per hour, the rear axle steers the same direction as the front wheels to allow higher apex speed. In the interior, it doesn't matter what you touch, you'll only grab high-quality materials, leather, carbon, metal. But we didn't expect something different for a car that costs beyond 200,000 euros. The transmission hump, as it is typically for a Porsche, rises up to the front and is very wide. Also very classy, the analog chronograph on top of the dashboard. And a nice gimmick, the steering wheel has 2 integrated displays to indicate the driving mode, so we can see whether we are in Sport or Sport Plus mode on the left, and on the right if the launch control is enabled. Let's drive the car on the racetrack, probably the place it's built for.
Auf die Rennstrecke.
This racetrack, called Bilsterberg, is a very ambitious track because it's just integrated into the nature. That means there are many low grounds and tips, so it's very difficult to handle the car. You can feel the power of the engine and the braking force of the carbon ceramic brakes, but you can feel as well that the car is very heavy. To drive on a racetrack was fun, but if you want to enjoy the sound of the engine, you need a tunnel. And fortunately, there is one. From the racetrack to the highway, how suitable for daily use is the supersports car? The difference between this car and the standard 911 or GT3 is that the turbo is able to do both jobs. On the one hand, he's ready for the racetrack, and on the other hand, you can drive it as an everyday car. At the moment, I'm driving on a highway with 90 km per hour. The air condition is adjusted to 21 degrees Celsius. The leather seats are very comfortable. You can hear the pleasant sound of the boxer engine from behind. Still, it's not intrusive, and because of that, it's also usable for long distances.
Ja, Porsche 911 Turbo bedeutet für
For
mich...
me, Porsche 911 Turbo means to drive a 911 which is in every aspect over the top. We have, for example, 560 horsepower. We have all-wheel drive. We have carbon ceramic brakes. We have a rear axle steering. So it's just overdone in every way. That truly is the top of the 911 family. There only lasts one question. Are you willing to pay 200,000 euros for this car? That is as much as 2 standard 911, or 1 911 and 3 Volkswagen Golf, or simply 7 Volkswagen Golf, or 10 Mercedes Smart, or 3 BMW Z4 and 1 Audi A8, or 20 Sandero, or perhaps a freehold flat?